Welcome to macOS. If you're not used to using an Apple computer, you might not be familiar with the Mac operating system, also known as macOS. There's a couple things different from Chrome or Windows, so I want to highlight those. Even if you have used a Mac before, in the next couple tutorials I'm going to show you some tips that you may not be familiar with that'll help you work more efficiently and make the year go by easier. First thing, right now it looks like I have nothing open, right? I'm looking at the desktop and I have my default desktop picture, but when nothing else is open, Finder is open. Finder's the file system or file manager for macOS, been around a long time. It's where you create folders, save your files, organize files and folders, and it's always running in the background. How do I know Finder's running? If you look here in the upper left, one of the things that Mac OS does is that there's a bar. The menu bar is always at the top. If you're used to Windows, for example, and you have an application open and it has the window of that application, the bar is attached to the window. On the Mac, no matter what application you have, the menu is always at the top. It will change, right? So right now it's Finder, and you can see some menu options: File, Edit, View, Go, Window, Help. I'm going to show you a really quick technique right here to switch between open programs or open applications. I'm going to hold down Command with my left thumb. So on the keyboard, you should try this yourself. Command with my left thumb, and then with my middle finger, I'm going to hit Tab and just tap it, tap, tab. And you can see this window pops up that will allow me to switch between open applications: Finder, QuickTime Player, which I'm using to record this video, and Safari. So if I switch to Safari, for example, now you'll see up here I'm in Safari. I don't have a Safari browser window open. I'm not, on a website at the moment, but Safari is open, and you can see it changed right here, and there are different menus. So these menus are contextual. They will change based on the application you have open, whether it's Illustrator, Photoshop, Safari, Finder, whatever. All right, I'm going to hit Command Tab again. I'm going to switch back to Finder. A couple other things of note just for this class, not particular to macOS in any way, but you'll notice I have Wi-Fi turned on. It's got all the black bars. I'm at home. I'm on my MacBook Pro. I use Wi-Fi at home. The computers in the Mac lab, we do not use Wi-Fi. Don't look up there and think, oh, I got to click on that, connect to the Wi-Fi, right? Do not connect to the Wi-Fi. We have the benefit in the Mac lab that we're hardwired in using an Ethernet cable. We get gigabit or more speed. It's way faster than Wi-Fi, and the way the lab is all connected, we want to use that Ethernet connection. We don't want Wi-Fi to override it. So maybe internet's down for a minute. Don't think, oh, I got to connect to the Wi-Fi. A lot of students think Wi-Fi and internet are the same thing. They are not. Wi-Fi is just one way of connecting to the network wirelessly. We do it wired. It's a better connection. So please never turn on the Wi-Fi. Second, you may not like the default background of the desktop, right? That's fine. However, you cannot put just any picture you want back there. You cannot download a picture from the internet and put it as your background. You cannot just take some random picture of yours and put it in the background. Your only choices that I want you to have as your background are: one, the pictures that come default with the Mac operating system, or a solid color, or when we do a project where we create a desktop background, you can put that back there. But I do not want you to steal or use somebody else's artwork. I don't want to see some stupid meme or photo back there, or else you and I are going to have an issue. If you wanted to switch the background, you'd come up to Apple. In the upper left, the main Apple menu, you'd come to System Preferences. And under System Preferences, you're going to see here at the top, Desktop and Screensaver. And I can click on that, and there are some built-in macOS photos that you can use, high-resolution photos. You can use a solid color, or like I said, when we do an assignment to create a background, you can use that, but no other stupid whatever pictures. And please, I had a couple students do this last year, do not click on change picture and have it rotate. It slows down your computer. You want as much processing power as possible for doing graphics. Alright, so we're back into Finder. How can I tell? I can see Finder up here. I'm going to move the mouse down to the bottom of the screen. Hidden at the bottom of the screen is the dock. And you might be thinking, well, I don't want it hidden. Yes, you do. You might not be used to it that way, but you very rarely go down here and open something up. Most of the time you have something open like Illustrator or Photoshop, and you're working on a project and you want as much screen real estate as possible. You don't want the dock to cut off half of your usable workspace. You want as much of your workspace to use as possible, so it is hidden. Now, you do have, mine are a little bit different because this is a test account, but the apps that we use the most are down there, right? And a couple links over here on yours to like the portal and to Edison website. So you can come down here and click on something and open it. Or like I said, we'll learn coming up, we'll learn about Spotlight and Command Space. But we want that hidden, gives you more real estate. You can change the background, but only built-in macOS pictures or a solid color. Do not turn on Wi-Fi. Pay attention to what application you have open. If you're doing a tutorial and something's not where it's supposed to be, you might accidentally be in the wrong application. And get used to Command Tab. Command Tab to allow you to switch through stuff very, very quickly.